welcome to my review of Fantasy Island, a January movie, a movie that should have been released within the first 2 weeks of January. Instead, we get it on Valentine's Day, because who doesn't want to go see Sonic the Hedgehog or The Photograph this weekend with their date? Two perfect date movies, I think. I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen The Photograph, so I can't really comment on that. So to get into some specs for Fantasy Island is directed by Jeff Wadlow. He is one of the co-writers on this as well. Stars Maggie Q, Michael Pena, Lucy Hale, a whole plethora of other people whose names I do not know. And these people are brought to this island, Fantasy Island, after winning a contest where they can relive their fantasies. And when they find out that their fantasies are actually real, they try and escape the island. But there is a malevolent force that is begging them to stay and will not let them leave the island. So, as you could probably tell from my intro, I hated this fucking movie. It was horrible. Honestly, right now, as it stands, this is probably my least favorite movie of the year. And yeah, we had The Grudge, we had The Turning, we had Like a Boss. In terms of actual money wasted making a movie, this is definitely it. You do have some well-known names in here, like Maggie Q, Lucy Hale, Michael Pena. They actually had the budget to get somewhat of a cast, and Michael Rooker, who plays Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, this is why it's my least favorite movie of the year. It's just wasted money. Nothing in this movie is logical. This movie sets up rules, and then it proceeds to break its own rules and create new rules and break those rules. It makes no sense whatsoever. This whole movie is just a series of events that these people want to live out. And then they're just like, well, no, I changed my mind. For instance, and this is going to be my next point as to how dumb, unlikable, and unrelatable these characters are. There's a sequence with Lucy Hale's character where the one bit of information we get about her is that she was bullied when she was in high school, and now her fantasy is to actually torture her high school bully, but she finds out it's real, and she begs to stop, but at the same time, she just wants to continue living this fantasy. That's showcased later in the film. And it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, these are honestly the most unlikable people I've ever seen. And their acting is horrible. Lucy Hale is horrible in this movie. Maggie Q is probably the best one in this movie. I don't know what the hell Michael Pena was doing with that accent in this movie. No idea. There's the pretty boy army guy. There's, I don't know, weren't those two in, Like a Boss as well? I have no idea. I recognize them. I'm like, I think those are the dudes from Like a Boss. I don't know how I remembered that, but I did. I think it's them, correct me if I'm wrong, but none of them are likable. They all make stupid decisions, and their dialogue, their banter between each other makes no sense. They have no chemistry. Nobody has any redeeming qualities about them. Even Maggie Q's character, she's the one you could probably latch on to the most, but when she tells you a certain bit of information about her later in the film, you're just like, well, you're kind of a bitch, lady. Like, no offense, I'm not on your side anymore. She's at least the more reasonable one, but everybody else is just like, I want to live this fantasy! Oh, Fantasy Island! Yay, I get to live! Yay, I get to live with everything that I regretted! Or, oh, I want this wish, and oh, I get to torture my high school bully because I'm an idiot! That's how this movie plays out. There's literally no sense of direction here. There's no clear vision with the director, Jeff Wadlow, or his writing team, and he was one of those writers. This is honestly a truth and dare situation, and I honestly believe that's a big reason why Lucy Hale was cast in this movie, because she's in Truth or Dare. This lacks any sort of cohesion. This lacks any thought-out plot. I do not know how anybody in their right minds ever thought that this was going to be a good idea for a movie. I really don't see a way you could take something like the old TV show Fantasy Island and adapt that to a movie and turn it into a horror movie. No idea why. And of course Blumhouse is producing this thing, so it's gotta be a horror movie, and Blumhouse is usually hit or miss, most of the time miss. They have quite a few hits on their hands, but for me, Blumhouse is really kind of a miss. This is no different. I mean, this is just a quick cash grab for people who love the original Fantasy Island TV show and just want to cash in on how popular that show was and watch some mayhem get wrecked. And right in the middle of the movie, when this movie starts breaking its rules, that's where the movie starts to really make no sense, because you gotta question everything that comes before it, and there's no logical explanation. They try to explain things and fail to explain things, and then when they explain things, it doesn't make any sense. You have to have cohesion within your script. You have to have a strong enough script that doesn't treat the audience like it's dumb. We're smart, okay? Audiences are smart. If you're smart enough to pick up on all the inconsistencies in its world building, definitely tell the people behind this movie that made it that it just doesn't have any cohesion or sense of creativity to it. This is just a random by-the-numbers horror movie that's rated PG-13. Feels really tame, and I can't really forget these two guys' fantasy. Have a huge house party, bang some supermodels with big boobies that are just flopping all over the place, and oh my god, models, because everybody's got their tits hanging out in this movie. Oof, look at that. That one looks like she's ready to pop out of that bikini top. That's honestly what this movie is. Every woman in this movie is just eye candy. It's literally there to give you a boner, and hopefully look them up on IMDb and then see if they have like a sex tape out there on Pornhub. All I gotta say. Yeah, as you can probably tell, I hated this movie. It lacks any sense of cohesion. It breaks its own rules. It doesn't explain anything to you. The characters are really unlikable. They make terrible decisions. They are irredeemable. Even Maggie Q's character, even you can get behind her character, but once that secret gets let out, she's irredeemable.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of him.
Everything about this movie is just a colossal failure. From the writing, the directing. I mean, I didn't even talk about some of the action sequences in this movie. You can't tell what's going on. It's not even the fact that it's shaky cam. It looks like it's filmed on a GoPro and somebody was just like, all right, you're on the ground. I'm going to put this right against your back and we're just going to film a fight scene. And all you see is like some dude's sweatshirt. Yep. Dumb movie. I'm going to give Fantasy Island an F. I really wish that I was in a fantasy while I was watching this movie. I really wish that that fantasy was either watching Onward, No Time to Die, or Black Widow. Are any of those movies out yet, please? Come on. Get here. So that's my review of Fantasy Island. I hated this movie. It's the worst movie of the year so far for me. At least, like, I don't know. Just in terms of money wasted, this is the worst movie of the year. So don't go see Fantasy Island. We all know everybody's going to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. So what do you guys think of Sonic the Hedgehog? I already asked that in my Sonic the Hedgehog review, but I'm asking it again because nobody's going to go see Fantasy Island. The review embargo literally lifted today, Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th at 12 p.m. So, I mean, we're all going to go see Sonic. We're all going to go see The Photograph. Nobody's going to go see this piece of, I don't know what this is. Nobody's going to have any fantasies to see this movie. So what did you think? Drop me some feedback in the comment section below. I will leave my link to my website in the description below. There you'll find all my links to my social media accounts. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.